My bad, guys. I just heard. I was just talking to myself now. I just heard. Got a WhatsApp now. I was talking, but I was on mute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this quick live stream. My name is Bart. I'm the co-founder of EstateX. As you already know, excuse my ignorance on talking while I'm muted. But glad to be here, guys. Glad to be here once in front of all of you. Today, I wanted to share something that we've been working on. It's just some quick updates. So nothing too crazy, nothing too special, guys. Obviously, we launched a very big announcement yesterday after the Market Weekly. We get a lot of compliments also on the Market Weekly, which I'm very happy with because it's people like the concept and obviously the reach, and we see a lot of different people coming in. And even yesterday, there was a KOL from one of the speakers, a friend of his, and he threw in, he shared it with his community, etc., etc. So it's already working. What the concept was of the Market Weekly, which is pretty exciting to see. And obviously, we're still at episode 2, so we have lots more episodes to go and to move further with. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I have a couple of quick updates, and obviously, I will speak about the NFTs the end of the video. But for now, I want to share something. I don't know if you guys have already seen it. I hope you guys can see my screen right now. Let me just do a quick double check if I can see the screen on the live stream. See my screen right now. Yep, seems like it. Okay, perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have made a couple of quick updates on the site. Obviously, as you know, there are still we're still working on basically like a final version of the website, and the final version of the website is like it's not really a rebranding. Obviously, we'll have the same branding, as EstateX stays EstateX. But what we will do is we're gonna make it like way more focused on attracting institutions, attracting capital, attracting high net worth individuals. Now, because we have announced the date that the platform is going to go live and we start tokenizing properties, as our dear friend Sagi always says, it's finally here, ladies and gentlemen. So it basically means that we obviously also need to maybe step away a little bit from the crypto image and more focus. We will still have like that mixture, but more focused now on also attracting institutional parties. Now, what we're actually going to do, what the plan is, because we have so many different verticals basically within EstateX. Obviously, we have the blockchain, we're going to have white label technology, we're going to have the investment platform, we're going to have like the launchpad, obviously, RWA pad. So basically what we want to do is within the next couple of weeks, probably we're going to launch a completely new website with different setup and links to all the different pillars of EstateX, and that leads you to the NFT website, leads you to the investment platform, leads you to blockchain website, or the white label technology, or the institutional side. So we're gonna do like a website way more institutional focused. Now, obviously, with our great CEO Steve Grex, he's obviously working on this as well, very, very hard at the moment, talking with different institutions, fund managers, etc. Like, hey, well, what do you find interesting? What do you want to see? So we're basically, going out in the field there, getting that knowledge in what's needed, and make sure that we do some websites adjustment based upon that. Now, in the interim, obviously, the website was very crypto focused, and we obviously always listened to the community, and we thought that there were some things maybe lacking a little bit that could be shown better in the forms of transparency, etc. Now, also in the form of transparency, I like these little update AMAs. I'm going to do these way more often because obviously we have the Market Weekly and we do AMAs around big things, but also these interim great things. It's just great to connect with you guys and to talk it through. Okay, let's start with the website. Obviously, what we made here is previously was only buy tokens, but currently we've also added the exchanges, because I was in the opinion that if you come onto the website and you're a crypto trader and you see immediately, a big exchange like Kraken and the rest of them, that just looks very good. Now, when you click on this, the buy tokens, previously, what you had here, we still have this obviously for the rest of the world, for USA residents. If you click on that, you come on this, you see the exchanges, etc., etc. Now, previously there was here also reference to giveaways. We've eliminated that. I know that the team is still working on a couple of updates, so we will eliminate basically all reference to giveaways, etc., etc., because obviously we don't do giveaways anymore, but but we also just don't think it's a great look, etc. Now, what we've also done is, instead of here join the whitelist, we have deleted all the whitelist things on the website, and we've put here the join investment platform. So if you click here, obviously you know what it is. You go to platform.estatex.eu, and here you have the investment platform. You can sign up, sign in, blah blah blah. So it's a direct link, because a lot of people said, "Oh, hey, I don't see any properties and what's happening." So we put in very clearly here and here the investment platform. Now, also what we've also added is, just because if you go onto the website and you click on the investment platform, it's still not completely clear for you, what is happening with these property sales. So we've added a section here where you basically see the property sales. So the last done property sale, which is this one where you see the closed, and the property sale that is currently either live or is upcoming, which is the Sky Villas, and that is here. This is obviously the most recent upcoming one, the Sky Villas. So that means that once the Sky Villas is live, that moves to the right, and then you see the Cape Verde one on the left for the US, the next offering, etc., etc. So here you always have an overview for new people that come on the site that see, they actually sell properties, and they see immediately like, hey, Sky Villa, Melia Beach Resort, it's all clear what they do and what is there. And then when you see this, investment platform, let me take a look. So very clear in the interim on the website. This will even get way better when we launch the new rebranded site and the institutional site, etc., etc. And then below that, immediately join investment platform button. Now, obviously, we still had this, the USA Today, the Forbes, the press publications, etc. I think we can add still a lot more to this. Like I said, we will still keep, adding a couple of things here and there, blah, blah, blah. Now, also, what we have here, previously what we had this was all the same text, and just looked, in my opinion, a little bit, like it's not fully done. So here we have the retail investors, and then you have the property owners, different text, obviously, which makes sense, and then the financial institutions. And then we press on it, then obviously that should go to the tailor-made benefits for you. And also when you do that on the company, you will find that as well, including the ecosystem. Now, the ecosystem obviously stays the same. So when you go to the ecosystem, you basically have all things laid out for you very, very easily. Now, if we go back, then this is also something that's been requested a lot. The regulatory framework, all the ins and outs, how does it work, etc., etc. Because obviously, as everybody knows that we have a fully regulated ecosystem, and that we work with regulated institutions, regulated parties, etc., etc. But now it's also very clear, like I said, in terms of transparency, how does it work, and it basically answers all the questions now for you, as opposed to what it was previously on the main website, which are in this case. Immediately the investment platform, very clear, where is the ESX token traded on the exchanges, very, very clear. The upcoming property sales, which we're working on, and the one that's recently done, very, very clear. Different text here, and then you obviously here have the regulatory framework. So it basically answers all the questions of regulatory uncertainty. It's there and explained. The properties that are upcoming, it's there and explained. Link to the investment platform, how can I invest into properties, there and explained. So EstateX partners exclusively with licensed BaFin regulated institutions in Europe, follows SEC compliant frameworks in the US, from secure token custody to legal asset registration and investor protection. We've built a regulatory framework you can trust across borders. Now, if you press up to find out more, you basically come on the same here that says regulatory. We thought it's very clear if you also have it in the drop-down bar, where you basically see the ecosystem. You can go to all the different things. Now here will also come a section about the blockchain and white label technology. We're preparing that at the moment because we're just making some finalizations to the design and also to the concept. And if you go to the regulatory, you see here, obviously regulatory and trusted, where basically here it shows all the partners, not only in the regulatory, but just in general. And it shows the regulatory framework that we have in Europe. I saw a comment yesterday, Bart doesn't know the difference between the EU and Europe. Trust me, guys, I do know the difference. And actually, it's the European Economic Area, which we are able to distribute the securities in, even different than the EU and even different than Europe. So don't worry, guys, I know the difference. So obviously here we see how the brokerage is done. So the distribution of the assets, the custody is done, and the registry where the ownership is proved into a smart contract, all with the BaFin license numbers, etc., and the services that they can do. So it can all be verified and checked. Same for the United States. So in the United States, we're currently preparing a filing for the a Regulation A offering, where we're basically this is very cool, by the way, as I didn't want to share this, but okay, Secret Alpha, guys, why not? I'm here anyway. What we're going to do is we are going to prepare currently what we're doing. We're preparing a Reg A filing with the for the SEC in the US, where we're doing basically a fund offering where you can raise up to $75 million. And we're doing that in cooperation with a guy that has already raised over $2 billion for fund offerings. And the exciting thing about it is that you now see, obviously, everything in the US ramping up for tokenization technology, but crypto legislation in general. And, the beautiful thing about that is that tokenization now seems really ready to go in the United States, which is very positive for us, obviously. And it also means that we think that the market is now at a point where it's very, very booming. And with that guy and with DNA Fund and with Brock, co-founder of USDT and our lead investor, we're very much at the forefront of being able to raise such amounts and basically get these fund offerings going. This will be for accredited and non-accredited investors. So obviously the upcoming Cape Verde is only for accredited investors because we have to abide by regulation. But this Reg A offering that will come will also be for non-accredited investors. And the beautiful thing about this fund is that you can basically put multiple properties in this fund and then do basically a token per offering. So it's not necessarily that if you buy a token, you buy for the whole fund and the fund fills up until $75 million. That's not the case. You can actually have $75 million in that fund, but have, for example, 20 or 30 or 40 different tokens, and each token represents a different so-called compartment in the fund, and also represents a different offering. So that basically, we can add in residential buildings, or we can add in developments, or we can add in office spaces. I'm just giving hypothetical examples. And that basically means that, per that offering, we can make a different token. So you can still, within the same fund, get all types of real estate according to your risk portfolio. You don't have one token, or you don't need what we could do it theoretically, but we don't need one token to represent the whole fund. So very exciting about that. Obviously, the Regulation D offering that's going to go live. We've already done that, fully compliant. So this will remain open for accredited investors for the rest of the time. And also when this Regulation A offering is open, that's going to be done at the same time. As you know, we have regulatory framework in the EEA and the United States. And we're now also in the licensing process with VARA for a license in the UAE, so that we can also go to the basically expand to the Middle East, which is a very interesting market. I'm currently in Dubai, as you guys know, and the market is here just insane. The opportunities are insane. The potential is insane. The things that we're working on behind the scenes is insane. Like, people, don't realize how big of things we're currently working on. So that's very, very exciting as well. Now, if we look at the company, we removed the picture of me and Thomas because we think that It stands better, if you have the whole representation of the company. It's great to have the founders there, but EstateX is much more than just me and Thomas. Like, it's just because I'm at the forefront does not mean that all the credits go to me. Far from. It's really, really a team effort, and I'm a part of that team. And the whole team is what makes this so incredibly successful and incredibly exciting. And then if you look at the team, we obviously switched me and Steve around, just because it's also for institutional attraction. I think it's better if Steve is the number one position, but also he is obviously the chief executive officer. I see the team still needs to update this image, but with our great and dear big boss CEO Steve, he's obviously the number one position. And then if you look at the whole team, it just fits a team. In my opinion, I'm very, very proud when I see this. I'm very proud on this team and all the guys that we've put together, because it just shows, this is really an institutional team, from Adam to Thomas, but to the local directors, Steve, Graham, and all the qualities that they have, right? I'll go over it quickly one by one. Former CEO Remax England and Wales, who stepped down to become our CEO, done billions of deals. Obviously, we've done a lot of deals with funds and big in the IT and financial sector. Then Graham, who worked on CBDC cases, but also developer for over a decade. Reiner, who's a former banking executive with billions of deals. Steve, obviously, who has done amazing in the crypto world before that, but also run businesses and is very, very good in things like negotiation, marketing, brand messaging, etc., etc. Obviously, an enormous part of the community that we've built by way of announcements, etc., etc. And obviously Wim, who works a lot with family offices, etc., etc. So also, these four guys are now also instrumental, and even Michael Gord in the US as well, because he set us up with the guy that we're doing the Reg A offering with, and that raised over $2 billion for companies. So I would say that these five guys are so instrumental now in leading us to the next phase, which is basically getting institutional interest, family offices, high net worth individuals, funds, etc., to invest into our property offerings, and to get rapid, like I said in the announcement yesterday, rapid assets under management, to be able to obviously, also have the utility inflow back into the ESX token, 20-35% revenue, but all on the verge of happening, obviously, with the start that goes this, and then ends, obviously, hopefully never. So guys, very just a little bit of background about the team. Obviously, most of you guys know that already, but always good to give the update. And then obviously the advisory board cleaned it up a little bit. The team unfortunately accidentally deleted Dark Knight. He will get back with Dark Knight Labs, because he's also a very, very important guy behind the scenes, an amazing guy as well. And as you see, it fits very well from, the institutional side to the legal side, to the crypto side with Adrian, Brian, and Brock is like the all-in-one guy here. Also here, a couple of things. We will also do the promotional videos. We will make some additions to that as well, because these videos are obviously very old. So, we want to put the use case video there, and we want to put all kinds of other different things there. I'm actually shooting a couple of videos, so it's some promo videos for Sky Villas, ecosystem explainers, just in the high quality style that we did for the use case video. So yeah, very, very cool, guys. I think that could even make like the front page here, because they have like a very interactive ecosystem video, and everybody was really, really hyped when they saw that last time. So yeah, I just want to put it there again. But then with the ecosystem explainer, very high quality, so I think people will like that. So guys, I just wanted to show this very, very quickly, nothing too special. Then about the NFTs. So Graham obviously has been working on the Block Explorer. The Block Explorer is almost finished. We'll share about that, something about that very shortly. But in the meantime, we've hired an additional team to start working on basically setting up funnels and the right staking platform that fits, immediate flow from claim to staking for the NFTs. And that just takes some time. So I will speak with Graham after this, because Graham is now in his development zone, as we call it, where he's just locking off and not being distracted, because otherwise, you have the tech team asking questions and you have the management team asking questions, and then I call him and I say, Graham needs to be done faster, and then Graham says, Bart, I'm doing my best. I can't go any faster. I'm working 14, 16-hour days, and he really does that. It's amazing. It's crazy that even when he had his baby, I remember the first week when he had his first child in January, we had the property offering, and he just made like 16-hour days working on it. And then also having just a newborn baby is a huge respect to Graham, who didn't even take a day off. So he's amazing. He leads the team very, very well. And also, I'll be able to share a timeline within a couple of hours. I will discuss it over and then see what the exact timeline is, and then update it to you guys. So don't worry, no, we're not forgetting. I see a lot of comments about it. We're really, really on it. But it's also important that we do it the right way, because otherwise I already see what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, we need to do these NFT rewards. And then the second one, it is not mitigated well, then we see, oh no, it has a negative effect, and then like, yeah, duh, I told you guys, this needs to happen in a proper way. And setting up, or making another sort of staking platform with the funnel, that's not something that happens in just a couple of days or a week time. That actually takes some time. And you've seen it with the testnet. Graham is a tech wizard. So you can rest assured that it will be done properly, and I will communicate the timeline very shortly. So guys, just wanted to put that out there. The new site with the regulatory framework, company updates, the property sales, getting more crypto and giveaway references out, etc. We'll even do more updates to the site within the coming weeks, so stay tuned if you want to spot that. And that was all from my side, guys. So again, also on the exchange side, let me tell you about that as well. We will communicate very, very shortly. We're still in very, very good communication with them at the moment, planning things out. We will probably be able to communicate a timeline in the coming relatively short amount of time. So we'll update you once we can, because we're planning some great initiatives around it. And even with this, it's just going to be the start, guys. If you just see this, the website where we're going to, but not only the website itself, also where the company is heading, and with the platform now going live. And I'm so excited about that. That we see the AUM and we see the wheel offerings with 100K plus. Property buys coming in, all tokenized, and when the chain is going to go live, that's all going to add to TVL and the value on the chain. So yeah, things are looking very good, guys, and we're now finally almost on the verge of rolling out the ecosystem. Like I said, ahead of schedule. As we said, we've rolled out the roadmap that way, not for nothing, but just because it really, really works, and it's going to get that catalyst movement. So guys, make sure to stay tuned for everything that's coming. Things are looking very well, in my opinion. I'm very excited for the coming months, but also the years to come. And as you know, as always, I'll be always available for communication and in the Telegram community. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I see you guys on the next one. Cheers.